Hi, my name is Bryce. Welcome back to VHS Play, where we are playing The Legend of Dragoon. There we go. Enunciation is a thing that I struggle with. Anyway, into the Valley of Corrupted Gravity. We have gone to the king to get ourselves a pass to go into the mountain pass. So we have a mountain pass to let us go into the mountain pass, and now we're going to pass through the mountain pass. Or at the very least, go beat up some nerds and get our stuff back. Hey, bud, I have a ticket now. It was blocked by the ordinance of King Jor. I cannot let anybody not having a pass issue, blah, 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 blah. Oh, excuse me, sir. This is a pass for the Valley of Corrupted Gravity. I was half expecting that sentence to end. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a pass for the Valley of Corrupted Gravity, not gravity. So, go home. The gate! Open the gate! Alright. That's quite the gate you got there, my dudes. Over there is the territory of the Gyre Gang. If that's not enough, the gravity is warped. Advance with caution, sirs. Okay. Just real quick, let's have a quick look at all the junk that I have. Also, I didn't realize that our character roster is actually getting pretty full. Is it going to continue to scroll rightward? I'm not sure. However, I'm pretty sure we've already met potentially the final character to join our gang, based off of things in the manual. No, it's not that at all. I was expecting to have some fun. Huh? Mare, watch out! Oh, God. It still has the backwash from the Dragon campaign. The collision of the magic power of the Dragoons and the Winglies can distort nature quite a bit. I don't think you're gonna have much fun from now on. I'm not just following you guys for that. Let's go, guys. We gotta find the Gayrix. Oh boy. Cannot carry any more items. Yay. Ooh. Ooh, this tiny inventory does upset me some fierce. Also, good lord, just like, you have so few hit points. You have fewer hit points than poor Shauna, and Shauna is suffering in levels. Also, I'm running through my entire stash of healing potions before anything even happens. Speed up, you say? That sounds like it's going to be one of these things. Doubles agility for 3 turns. Repeat. Okay, so that is actually... This is reusable, it looks like. Much like our magic Sigstone. I'm still not sure about the sachet. What would have been smart at some point would have been to, like, save and just try things. Alright, let's get a lay of the land, roughly. There's a box on the right. And what are we up against in the Valley of Corrupted Gravity?
Burning rush.
Right. Active time combat. Have to pay attention at all times. Can't take this opportunity to, like, go steal a sip of coffee.
Die. More and more.
Or can I? Alright. Dude hits kind of hard. We've gone through one full round of combat, and we've got him to half health. What the heck?
Die. More and more.
Sorry, I feel like the game just read input a few extra times. Like, I hit X once, and then all of a sudden Dart was already attacking outright and missing his additions. Cannot carry any more items. Sure am glad I stocked up on healing items. I really don't want to throw any of these out. I feel like the moment I do, I'm going to run into 18 million things that are going to apply all of the bad status effects. Another sachet. Please. Chair is making all sorts of noise. It's very rude of it. There. Fixed it. It's one of those things of like, this could be useful in a boss fight someday. But also, is it going to actually let me do things with it? Oh, hey, we have a healing thing over to our left. Hooray! To the fireflies! These are the rock fireflies. Shine, shine. More shine, shine, apparently. Well, hey. So we do have a recovery option. That's good.
Burning rush. Die. More and more.
Okay. It's another point at which Bryce complains about the combat system. I do find it troublesome that pretty much anything that I'm fighting will deal like 20% of Shauna's entire health bar of damage at any given time. Welcome to the moving platform puzzle. It's not really much of a puzzle, it's just following the things. Which, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just... We've solved the puzzle. That one goes to more than one location. A meteor fall. Alright. We got a griffin and a gravity... Not quite a spider, but it's only got 4 limbs. Oh, yeah, it's a rock. Okay. Do harumph away.
Burning rush.
Cool, yeah. Just dive bomb and put someone to sleep, I guess. Torn on whether or not I want to even use my dragon, like the Dragoon transformations right now, because
Die. More and more.
I feel like every time I use the Dragoon transformations in a dungeon thing, immediately after is when I run into a boss.
Burning rush. Die. More and more.
Though, really, I shouldn't be afraid of doing that with Rose, since she does have the, like, gain 20 SP every round anyway item. Alright, so we do have to go back down here, and then we have to wait for a rock. Then we wait for a rock. Why am I being so grumpy about this? Like, this is standard fare in so many games. Like, this is nothing new. This is nothing, like, specifically this game's fault. Or, like, this is 100% not a unique sort of movement to this game. Why am I being so grumpy about it? Those little tiny birds, they are kind of cute, but I'm also concerned. Erupting chick. Great. Okay, that... I'm never not going to be grumpy at that UI.
Burning rush.
There's no feedback whatsoever, any which way, of whether you're doing... Like, the only feedback you get is if you have done it exactly right. But if you've not done it exactly right, there's no feedback whatsoever of, like, which way you didn't do it right. God, I hate... Boy, I hate that about this game so much. This is so stupid. That is so hecking stupid. Just 100%. Why can you even miss when you are Dragooned? Like, that is 100% stupid. Heck. Like, since you have to do all the inputs ahead of time, 100% you should not be able to miss. Like, ooh boy, this.
Die. More and more.
At least when you miss with a regular attack, they don't even show you the additions. They just, you rush forward and you're just like, wait, where are my additions? And then it shows up saying you missed, and it's like, oh right, I guess missing is a thing that can happen in this game. But for the Dragoon attacks, where it's just like, cool, let me go do my big old mega attack thing that has this really awful UI element that shows whether or not you did the thing. And then go through that whole deal just to miss. Like, just skip the wheel. Like, just skip the wheel. Roll the hit chance. Hello, thing I didn't really mean to stand on. Okay, this actually seems of mild interest. But your two options are either just skip the wheel, roll the miss chance ahead of time, and be like, yeah, sorry, you missed. Which still feels super heckin' bad because this is like a limited time resource sort of thing of just like, oop, I used one of my whole 2 points of the thing.
Burning rush. Die. More and more.
Is like the absolute worst part of it is that if ever I get like a perfect hit or whatever, oh boy, it's casting some form of magic. Oh, come on.
Die. More and more.
If ever I did get a Dragoon attack and actually managed to get a perfect, and then I missed, oh boy, would I be livid. Hooray, you learned the Gates of Magic. Too bad actually, can I? I can't. I can just look at the names. Gates of Heaven. Oh, hey, you're almost done with Burning Rush. We get to go on to Crush Dance, which has 4 hits for me to possibly heck up. Hooray. What is the point of Burning Rush? Okay, Burning Rush actually is a lot of SP. That's the point of Burning Rush. Okay. So we are starting to see, like, now that we were getting these maxed, we can actually see some of the differences of, like, Double Slash is fine. It only provides 35 SP, which is pretty standard. Only, supposedly, if that damage percent thing is, like, a raw, like, how much if you were to just attack versus if you were to land all of your additions. 202% versus Volcano's 250. You also get 1 more SP with Volcano, but that's negligible. The extra, like, the point of Volcano is the 250, like, the It's a very obnoxious number to talk about. The damage percent is up by about 50 points, which is another 25% damage increase on top of things. Ugh, math. Anyway, Burning Rush actually has a purpose. Like, we can see a very big purpose there of Burning Rush is all about getting you your SP and getting that charged up so that you can heck things up as a Dragoon, which would be great if I had a Dragoon spirit for Dart right now. Crush Dance, we can already, like, Crush Dance we can see out of the gate that it actually had a higher SP value to start with, so who knows, like, the question becomes, what is it going to do that's interesting? The damage percent being lower is obnoxious is the word I'm going to choose to say. And we can see, like, we're still working more and more up quite a bit. We've got a ways to go on that. But we can already see that it's doing kind of the same thing where it's more SP. You actually had some differences already here of, hey, do you want the thing that gives SP or do you want the thing that gives damage? Harpoon just completely outclassing everything. Like, yeah, it is level 5, whereas this is only level 2, but just like... It's hard to say at a start. Like, it's hard to say with just like the base values what things are going to end up being. Because I feel like Burning Rush started very much exactly the same as everything else. So it wasn't until after I put levels into it that it became clear Burning Rush is the SP gain attack, whereas Crush Dance, who knows what Crush Dance is going to do, but 50 SP is pretty good. Alright, cool. That is apparently the just leave button. It's not even that, it's the preview in the next area button. Cool. No! Alright, let me off. Okay, we can jump onto this rock, I just wasn't pointed the right direction, apparently. One more Burning Rush, and we are done with that attack. Oh yeah, apparently Shauna now gains 70 SP from
Die. More and more.
from her single attacks.
Burning Rush.
Also notable, Shauna now has, oh wait, she got magic. Her Dragoon level would have had to increase for that, right? Right, that's why Shauna's Dragoon level has gone up compared to Rose's. We had that stint of me being confused and lost where we were forced to have Lavitz in the party at the time. Okay, so this seems to go up here. Is this a bonus area or is this the way forward? Classic video game question. Which way is the way forward so I can go not that direction? Bird.
Burning rush.
Alright, now that we're actually in here, what does it say? Ally all 100% recover. That seems really useful and nice and great. It also takes most of my mana, but...
Die. More and more.
Yes. Burning rush.
Alright. And Dart will have mastered Burning Rush at this point. Hooray. Oh boy, an item. Just what I want. Poisons minor enemies. Wait, what? Too many items. Discard. End? Also, that is single O2. Alright, Rose is in fact hurting, for real. Cool. So, Mastered Burning Rush. Now we're, like... These are so similar. These are so stupidly similar. Like, that is dumb. This is... I am going to complain about this game forever, apparently, and I'm sorry about it. But, okay, like, in terms of... This makes so much more sense. Like, Haschel, as much as I don't like the character so far, like, we can see immediately, like, why you would want to choose one edition or over the other. Of just like, okay, both of these are level 1 editions. Cool. Great. What does that mean? Well, Double Punch only has one hit to hit, but it also gains more SP. But, of course, like, none of these things also mattered at the start for Dart because he didn't have Dragoon powers for the first while, so, like, SP didn't make any... Like, there was no point. There was no point to SP for that amount of time. So, but, like, yeah. Haschel, you can immediately see, like, okay, there is a difference between these two attacks. One does more damage, and at level 1, that supposed 50% increase in damage is actually significant, versus, like, the not... Like, that's a lot more SP. But, like, SP, of course, is going to be the bigger deal for turning into Dragoon stuff more frequently, which also comes with, like, a double damage thing. Whereas, like, Albert / Lavitz, I don't think we saw much of a difference between Harpoon and Spinning Cane for a while, and like, especially once I get Harpoon leveled up, then it's just like, well, these just kind of seem sucky in comparison, because less damage and less SP for the same amount of damage, less SP, a little bit more damage. Is it that much damage? Probably not, especially for 6 additions. That's so many. That is so many chances. And again, more additions come with the chance that there's going to be counterattacks, which is I appreciate the concept behind the counterattacks of just like, hey, here's something to be mindful of you can't just like go in and hit X the entire time. Sometimes you have to hit circle. Oh my. Which, okay, actually, like, as much as I am berating it, it actually is an amount of interesting. But it just makes it to where these attacks come with like a significantly higher risk to use. Like, you already have the I need to hit the additions for them to even matter, and if they don't, then heck, everything sucks. And again, like, each of these things leveling up independently just doesn't feel great. It feels like a grind vector. Like, it has constantly felt like a grind vector, and it is definitely one of those things that like throws all of the numbers that are off to the right kind of out the window to start with, of just like, hey, what does this mean? What does this do? What's the point of using this thing that does 6 additions versus 1? And that's not a compelling argument unless they're level 5 apparently, at which point it's like, oh, this thing that has, you know, all of 2 additions is less damage than this. Like, it's less damage than both of these things so far, but that SP gain of 102, that's wild and wacky. And like we're seeing with more and more, it seems like it's going to go the same route as not Burning Rush, but probably closer, not even Volcano. Like, who knows? I don't know how this is going to evolve. Is it going to evolve to be more and more SP, or is it going to evolve into more and more damage? It's really hard to say. It's only level 2. Supposedly, maybe it'll get better than Whipsmack. And then you have Gust of Wind Dance, which is 6 heckin' additions. Like, 6 hits that you have to hit to get that 200% damage bonus. Versus, you know, Harpoon, which, again, it's level 5, and like, also, again, you only get points for things leveling up if you hit the entire set of additions. So, Gust of Wind Dance, maybe it's really, really good at level 5. Maybe. But man. Anyway, that's my rant about additions today. What am I doing? We're hopping on this. We're going to go down here to the 3rd spot. We're going to go over here and go zoop up to the other gravity. And then we're going to come over here and be mildly confused. Okay, so while upside down, left and right are not reversed, but up and down are. Was this just the way back? Was that all this was? Alright, we are actually going to use that Gates of Heaven. So, well, hey, new animation that we'll see too many times and is probably way too long, but the first time at least, we can go ooh and ah.
God, give me power. Gates of heaven.
Orbital laser, but healing. Okay, like the one frame where the background is in black and it cuts to that seems like some form of error, but overall, neat animation. Good stuff. Erupting chick.
Yes. Touch. Go. Perfect dance.
Alright, Shauna, you will be swapping over to one of these things. Damaged by magic and damaged by physical. Is it just the platinum collar? It's platinum collar that I want. Hmm? What a welcome we got. Oh, look! A save point! Oh. One of these. Great. Virage! Huh? What the heck is that? What is worse is it has the complete form. Guys? I'm asking you, what is that? It might be the real cause of the distortion of the valley. Wow, that's scary. Shauna? Here it comes again. Hear the voice again. Don't go. It's too dangerous to go. Yes, we gotta go. We're not gonna make it to the. We're not gonna make it to the Garrix without going over there or going over this thingamajig. What are you looking at? You guys don't trust me? Is there no way but to advance? Oop. We can always turn around! Right. This elevator rocked forever. Okay. So this goes back down here. And this one goes up to the treasure. I really hope they let me use that save point before the fight. That'd be great. A night helm, hooray! Actually, let's find that in this list. Well, that's neat. It's that thing that I like about that one ring, but, you know, as a helmet. When magical attack SP is accumulated, but who can actually wear it? Can? Why would I ever expect that, you know, characters like can actually use things? And so we're giving up magic defense, not enough to be worried about, though.
Die. More and more. Touch.
Yes, you fool.
Yes. Touch. Go.
4 editions is too many. It's not. Ooh. It slows combat down so much.
Die. More and more.
No, hit Shauna. For once, you're supposed to hit Shauna.
Yes.
Aha, sucker, I missed on the first attack.
Touch. Touch.
More poison needles. Okay, that begs the question of how do I get to the other treasure?
Yes. Touch. Go. First dance.
Touch.
Yes. Touch. Go. First dance.
Touch.
Just tired of this overhead view.
Touch.
Okay, so this takes me up. And that other chest. Bleh. Do I want to deal with it? Yeah, let's do it now before I forget. Okay, so at some point we rode a thing up and actually could get over onto the right platform, and over on the right platform there is a rock that leads over to the small island with the other chest, which is probably just going to be garbage items that I'm going to have to either throw away stuff or, you know, don't care about in the end, I'm sure, because that's what happens. Is there any fast way back, or... You know what? No, I do actually want to hold on to my dragon powers right now. Thank you. Let's
Die.
get
More
rid
and
of.
more.
Try to get rid of you at least.
Yes. Touch. Go. First dance.
Okay, here's another thing about the whole counterattack system. Like, it being a, like, thing that's there to spice up the editions.
More
Like,
and more.
again, in concept, it's an interesting idea. But, like, in practice, it just feels kind of sucky. Because it is just, like, it's purely adding risk. Like, it is purely adding risk.
Yes.
With no... Or, like, with a non-specific reward. Like, the non-specific reward being, like, oh, hey, you can complete this longer chain of attack, but, like as I have ranted about consistently whenever I talk about the addition system, like, the Demon's Gate. Hooray! No, wait. This one? Yes. Anyway, the non-specific reward being that, hey, I can now Let's try this thought again. The whole risk reward system in like the longer editions is that you can complete the longer edition attacks for their maybe greater benefits of having these longer chain of attacks. However, that reward is not A, immediately clear, or B, affected in any way by the concept of these counterattacks happening. What, like, the thing that I would do to spice this up with the counterattacks is for every counterattack that pops up during an addition, that creates like a damage, like some sort of damage bonus of like not quite like a critical or something like that, but along those lines of here's, I don't know, I want to say like a 20-25% like damage multiplier of just like, hey, this thing outside of your control happened, but you managed to do it. Here is a reward for the risk that occurred. Like, it would just feel, it would just make that whole thing of just like the I don't know, like, so far, again, I haven't leveled up like any of them, so it doesn't, there's only so much that actually is, you know, accurate about the thing that I'm suggesting, but like, so far, and don't mind me, I'm just going to sit here and farm hit points off of this small creature that doesn't hit very hard. Currently, the long editions don't seem to have enough of a reward to justify the risk that comes in with the counterattack system. Like, it is purely there as like a, hey, are you paying attention sort of situation, but like, it's active time combat, so you have to pay attention. So, not active time, but whatever. The timed hit system. That's the word I'm looking for. The whole, like, timed hit thing of being like, okay, well, are you paying attention in the first place to hit your timed hits? And also, are you paying enough attention that when, you know, a counterattack chance happens, are you going to press the right button? And, like, it's there to spice up the concept of timed hits. But, again, it kind of falls flat for me because it is greater risk without any apparent reward. And again, like, I haven't leveled up the long form editions all the way, so therefore it's hard to say if it's actually worth it or not.
Yes. Touch. Gush.
But I really would like to see that when the counterattack chance happens, if that allowed me the opportunity to do more damage. Like, oh, did you hit the like, oh no, there's a chance for you to take damage, but if you do it right, then the enemy takes more damage. Like, that's what I would want to see out of the counterattack system, I think. Like, that would make it feel a heck of a lot better. Also, like, sitting there defending for, 18 turns in a row to recover all of my health, which does not ever feel great. Obviously. A talisman. Hooray. There you are. Cool. Love it. Love knowing instant death is a part of this game. Great. Great. Everybody loves the little bit of instant death. More than half of the point, like, so much of it is just interacting with these systems that they have to wear these systems entirely on their sleeve, and they have to be an amount of transparent because it's a system that you're meant to and supposed to understand so that you can make decisions strategically in order to, like, gain mastery over the system sort of situation. Like,
Die. More and more.
that's what I find neat about JRPGs. And RPGs in general, but anyway, point stands. Like, it does also, like, invite this sort of commentary of, like, hey, here are the things that I find interesting, stupid. I hit that, I swear. Anyway. There it is. Anyway. Like, this is what's interesting about RPGs. Is the systems are just kind of there for you to... Right. I forgot. And I need to put your heal-imaging... Do I want to put your heal-imaging back on?
Yes. Touch. Gush. Crack dance.
The systems are on the sleeve. You have to interact with them and you have to watch them and everything. Hey, what if you just didn't do anything for 3 turns?
Yes.
Hush. Die. More and more.
Anyway, don't mind me. I'm just justifying my rambling and raving and ranting and everything about, like, the systems design and everything about this game because, like, again, that's what I find interesting about RPGs, is that you can do this and you have to interact with the system and you get to see like all the bits and bobbles of the system and all the numbers are right there. You have to interact and stare at them, and upside down controls throw me for a loop. Another little thought that I had while I've been sitting here, defending for 12 turns in a row, is the beans. The defense animation has the same effect as the counterattack system,
Yes.
where it's like that. Cool. That barrier that appears and then either pushes forward or backward depending on whether you hit it. When you're defending, it just pushes away from you. It would be kind of neat. In fact, would add a lot to the whole defense value, and also it would, like, there are problems with this. We'll get to that in a second. But like the
Die. More and more.
if you were defending, if you could then do a timed defense situation to essentially do one of these counterattacks, where if you I'm on the fence of whether or not I would want it to have how like the specifics of how it would work, of just like, oh hey, you're defending
Die. More
and
more.
you get attacked. Do you have, like, press a button to try to do a counterattack and, like, do it timed hit system style where it, does the slowdown and just like, oh, here's your shield. And I'm on the fence whether or not I would want it to bypass your shield in any way, of just like, do you do the if you don't press anything, do you just defend as normal? If you press something, does it cancel your block? But like, if you hit it, then you do damage back. You get into an interesting, like, you can get into some fun tidbits of interaction in just that, of you're defending. If you don't press a button, you continue to defend. If you press a button, then you try to counterattack. If you miss your counterattack, then you take damage as normal, or you land your counterattack and get like an extra bit of damage output and don't take damage instead. That could be interesting, but it could also quickly turn into a game of always guarding and always defending, because why would you ever attack when you can always be defending and like have little risk for greater reward?
Yes. Go. Crack that.
Die. More and more.
Alright, looks like more and more went up a level, which that's good. That's 2. That's 3.
Yes. Go.
Die. More and more.
Boy, a mind purifier that I can't take, but I do kind of want it because I feel like I'm about to need it. Let's see. Alright, and because we are rambling quite so much about the addition system, hey, since Rose just improved more and more, I do believe, so again, we can see more and more is in fact going the route of this is the attack for gaining a lot of SP, and again, like gaining SP is really kind of a big deal because the more SP you get, the more often you can do Dragoon things, and then you're kind of feeding into the loop of do Dragoon, like get SP to do Dragoon attacks with you, which like are more powerful than your basic additions. Generally, I think, suppose, whatever. So like, we're starting to see how the addition system actually, matters. And like what the difference is in attacks and whatnot. So that's neat. That's neat to like actually see that, oh, actually there is a point to all of this. As much as I have rambled and harumphed my way through the addition system, like we are starting to see that, oh, actually it does matter quite a bit in terms of like the numbers that you are doing, but the damage percent is not entirely clear. Like, what is the value gain of using Volcano over using Burning Rush? And that becomes a math problem that I don't want to solve, but like ultimately we have a difference of 100 damage percent, which does not translate to, well, this does 100% more damage. It's doing significantly more damage, it would seem. However, we'd have to go and fight things and like actually confirm that these numbers do roll out to be like, okay, so you have your base attack thing, and if you nail all of your additions, then you get like a core attack number, I guess. Like, this is the other thing about the addition system, is that it does seem that it divides the amount of damage dealt out per addition attack. So like Crush Dance, when I've been messing it up, has been dealing like 10 damage, as opposed to like if I messed up Double Slash, then I think I would still get half of my full damage, as opposed to Crush Dance, I'm getting like a quarter of it, or actually a fifth of it, because all of that is the addition plus the one base attack, which, yeah, math. But ultimately, like, does this actually mean that Volcano is doing, we'll say 75%, I'm not doing the actual math, but like 75% more damage overall compared to Burning Rush? So like, how many Volcano attacks would it take? It would take 3 Volcano attacks for me to be able to do 1 Dragoon attack, whereas Burning Rush is 1 Dragoon attack versus, like, basically if I do a Burning Rush and I do it right, then I get a Dragoon attack. And how much damage am I dealing as a Dragoon? Well, it's like double, basically, so it's actually more than double, I think, especially if I can actually land that stupid timed hit ring system thing that makes no sense, and I hate that UI so much. But what is the actual value gain of three Volcanoes? It's 3 Volcanoes plus 1 Dragoon hit versus compared to what is that? That's still 4 turns, so that would be a Burning Rush Dragoon, Burning Rush Dragoon, or Burning Rush Dragoon, Burning Rush Dragoon, Dragoon, whatever. But you're getting 2 really big hits and 2 meh hits versus here's 3 pretty good hits and also 1 Dragoon hit. How does the math play out of which one of these, like, what does one of these end up being superior overall or not? I think that's really what it comes down to, and I think ultimately the answer is going to be Burning Rush is the correct option here because of that 102 SP every time you land. It's only 2 additions, etc., etc. The reason to use Double Slash over using Volcano. Volcano has higher numbers than Double Slash overall, so Double Slash seems like it's just out of the running entirely. Not hit random directions. Like, Double Slash seems like it's out of the running entirely, but then we look at the addition number and realize, oh wait, Double Slash, I only need to hit the button once, and that just lowers the risk. Like, between these two, we're actually seeing the actual risk and reward of the addition system. Double Slash doesn't do as much damage, you don't have as much SP gain, but you are not open to counterattacks, and you only need to hit 1 button. You don't have to hit more than 1 attack, so it makes it easier in terms of the timed hit system. Volcano has better damage and a little bit more SP gain, negligible, but technically more. But you are opening yourself up to missing on your additions, and I think when you have 3 or more hits in your addition, then that opens you up to counterattacks, which counterattacks are the thing that I have been complaining about this entire episode, basically. So it's like we're starting to see the actual like risk and reward of the system itself. And then we have the actual like exchange of the system between Volcano and Burning Rush. Volcano, more damage. Burning Rush, way more SP. And I think if you play the math out, then Burning Rush just flat out kicks Volcano's butt because of the, hey, I can be a Dragoon. And not only does being a Dragoon help in terms of just the raw damage output, you also have the option to use magic, which is a whole separate deal that I'm not going to get into too much right now because we're already over time and I have been rambling more than enough about the system today. But then you end up with situations like this where Burning Rush is not great for this situation in which Dart cannot gain SP, he cannot become a Dragoon. Volcano would be the correct option here. However, I haven't mastered Crush Dance, so who knows what Crush Dance will do after I, hit it 8 more times and then another 60 times after that. Right now it's at 5150. And which way is it going to go? Is it going to start increasing the damage number, or is it going to increase the SP? Is it going to increase both? Which way is it going to go? Is it just going to be like, is it going to be kind of the similar value proposition of Double Slash, but with more numbers, where it's like, hey, his is a balanced attack, but you gotta hit 4 of them. Again, like, this is the thing I find interesting. I'm sorry for rambling so much about this and often complaining so much about it, because it's like, we're starting to see what makes the system, like, we're starting to see what makes the system interesting, but it's still, like, falling a little flat, I think. And part of that, I think, is coming down to it being this grind vector, where I can't just compare these numbers outright. I have to first master Crush Dance, and then we can see how much the numbers matter and where things play out, and that's just the deal. That's just the deal. And then you have Shauna over here who just can't do additions anyway, and she just gets her flat damage numbers, and also it seems like based off of her Dragoon level, that determines how many SP she gains from a single attack, which, neat. Like, now that we have multiple characters, like more than, 3 or 4, and we can see that, oh, that's the point of Shauna not having additions, is that she's there to be this simplified character. However, that she does so little damage per attack kind of sucks a lot. And then everybody else just doesn't have a lot of options. But Albert over here, who previously was Lavitz until Lavitz got functionally replaced by Albert, and also literally replaced. Rip Lavitz, I'm sorry that you died, but also at the same time, you were immediately character and functionally replaced by Albert, and that kinda sucks. Anyway, like, who knows how these numbers would play out for Albert, but like we can see these are still low numbers and we're not seeing a particularly large difference between anything. Like, more SP, less damage, less SP, more damage, more on both, but a lot more additions. Like, maybe that's the flavor of each of these, but it's hard to say because this one's level 2 and this one's level 5, so we can't really compare its base numbers because, you know, we can't. And then we've got Meru over here with only the one addition so far that has just a raw, like, 2100, which is not great numbers, but they exist. Anyway. I did save. Yes. Man, I only have 900 gold. Oof. So next time, I guess it's going to be a boss fight, is what it sounds like. One big spooky boss dude with spooky music to go with it. But yeah, again, this is what I like about RPGs, is that they wear their systems on their sleeve. You have to interact with them, you have to like kind of understand them, and you get to see like the risk and reward of different things and like the you know, quote unquote economy of everything, of like what is your resource that you use to use special skills, and how does it interact, and how do you recover it, and all of that stuff. Like, I find that really gooey, crunchy, good stuff, and like that's the stuff that I find really interesting. And I am certainly finding it interesting picking this apart with Legend of Dragoon, and unfortunately that does mean like it does often feel like I'm picking on Legend of Dragoon because of these things, and I'm sorry about that. And like, I don't know why this gravity puzzle was actually kind of like, I think it's just, I don't know, maybe I just should have finished my coffee before starting to record or something. So I don't know why I was grumping at this one, because it's just like, it's basically the same thing as like some of the movement puzzles that we had in Final Fantasy VI. It's some of the same movement puzzles that we had in Wild Arms 3, and I really enjoyed both those games. Granted, Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorite games ever. Wild Arms 3, though, I'd never played before, and it was really, really good. And I had a really good time with it. And honestly, I think I did struggle some with some of those movement puzzles and just like follow the moving blocks, and like sometimes that got a little old. I don't know. I don't remember complaining as much as I did during this little segment for Legend of Dragoon, and that doesn't feel fair to this game. And I'm sorry, I keep picking on this one. Like, that's it does feel like I've been picking on this game a lot. But we're starting to see like why some of the system is the way it is, and that's fascinating. And we'll get there. We'll like, I have every intention to finish this game. I'm still having fun with it, even though some of that fun is just like picking it apart and you know, interacting with these things. And sometimes it's just complaining about it because I can. And I don't know, maybe I just need to have more coffee and come at this a little bit less tired and a little bit less just meh. Anyway, I have been rambling for more than 5 minutes about systems and junk. Let's call it a day. Oh, again, sorry, I don't mean to be picking on this game. It just keeps happening, and I think a lot of it comes down, like, so much of it comes down to just like this era of game, just for JRPGs in particular. There's just like a lot of, oh, it's 3D, we're going to do 3D things, and I do anyway, you've watched the episode, you know what I've complained about, you know what's getting on my nerves. Shut up, Bryce. Let's call it a day. Thank you very much for watching, and letting me ramble. I've been Bryce, this has been VHS Play. Have yourself a lovely evening.